So joining me now exclusively, Jill Stein, former Green Party presidential candidate. Jill, welcome. Good to have you with us tonight.
Great to be with you, Martha.
So I guess the first question is, in this era where we're investigating everything Russia, you've said you've turned over 4 of the categories that they asked you for. Why not be fully transparent and hand over everything that you have if you have nothing to fear?
Right. So remember, we're not using the Fifth Amendment here. The Fifth, when you take the Fifth, it's because you have something that could be used to incriminate you, something that exposes guilt. There's none of that here. We're turning over everything relevant to the question of Russian interference. That is, all communications with Russian government, Russian media, Russian business, although we had no communications with Russian business, with opposition research and Fusion TBS and all that, and WikiLeaks, no communications there whatsoever.
So what are you not turning over?
So the only thing we're not turning over is what the Constitution says the government should never ask of us. So our founders were very smart, and they set up some amendments, that is, our civil liberties, and they said government cannot intrude.
So are these personal? Are they
privacy.
Friends of yours? So is it, personal emails with Russians? That,
So what I'm saying, you might have been born in Russia, and I might not know it. So the point we're making is that there's no way to know who has Russian background. And furthermore, it was like, you don't want to get into a situation like before the Second World War, when we threw everybody of Japanese background for being, we don't want to criminalize a class of people.
I know your attorney has said that the request was undefined and overbroad, which I think are words that the people who are under investigation on the Trump side would be very sympathetic to. I think they feel very much the same way. And you saw the picture. You were at that RT dinner with Michael Flynn and Vladimir Putin. He got, embroiled in this investigation, in part because he went over there and he was paid to be part of that dinner. So you were not paid?
He was paid. No, and I was offered to have my expenses covered, and we said no. We didn't want anything that would create obligations.
And so you said, I'm just rushing because you said that it was a nothing dinner, that Michael Flynn and Putin exchanged like 4 words the whole time, right? Are you surprised that he is under so much scrutiny for what appear to be these passing meetings that you witnessed? Does it amaze you that he is still waiting to be sentenced?
So certainly there was nothing that happened that I was witness to at the dinner table. There was no conversation between the Russians and those who didn't speak Russian. The Russians only spoke Russian, and nobody was even introduced, so nobody knew who anybody was, at least I didn't. So, there was nothing incriminating there, but on the other hand, I think Michael Flynn was paid, but then he was also paid a whole lot more from Turkey and was acting as a lobbyist and disguised that fact. So, there's a whole other set of circumstances, but certainly from what I was able to witness, it was a nothing burger dinner. Absolutely. I was there for a conference.
He says the whole thing was a nothing burger. He says as an incoming official to a new administration, he had every right to have a discussion with the ambassador about the future of the countries. And you sounds like you agree. Jill, thank you. I got to run.
Thank you. Yes.